How's it going, ladies and baristas? I'm Bobby Sixkilla. Welcome to something different we're going to be doing today. It's a new series. I say series, but this is the only one, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do more. That kind of depends on your reaction to it. But it's sort of a review thing, and I'm calling it Why Mixed Reviews. Because I found that all the games that I really want to talk about seem to have a dichotomy about them, and tend to fall in the mixed reviews section on Steam. Those games, for me, can either fall either way, positive, negative, but there's reasons for most of them. There's reasons that they're good and reasons that they're bad, and whether they personally are something that you enjoy fall down to personal preference. So with that in mind, this is going to be an off-the-cuff sort of discussion about Feudal Alloy. Now, Feudal Alloy is a game that I was very excited about coming out in January. I really like the look of it. The developer sent me a key for it. I was excited to record it. I saw the trailer and I thought there's no way that this can be bad because it is gorgeous. And it is. And I played it and I recorded it, and that's the footage you're seeing in the background now, for an hour. And after that hour I said to myself, I cannot play this game anymore. And I want to talk about why. So yeah, it has mixed reviews on Steam. I couldn't understand it looking at it because it is a beautiful game. As far as 2D indie games go, the art is astounding. The character design is beautiful, the backgrounds are beautiful, the enemy design's quite attractive. Everything's attractive. The way that your character changes gear as you get new gear, weapons, armor and stuff like that changes as you go. Beautiful. Everything's beautiful. It's responsive, it's tightly created, the menus are reasonably good. I like the idea of, because it has stamina-based combat, sort of like Dark Souls, right? But the idea is, instead of having a stamina bar empty, you have a heat bar filled, because you're a robot. That makes sense, right? It's clever. It's clever. But you are constantly swarmed with many enemies, and in a stamina-based Souls-like combat game, there's no dodging or anything, so that's not even a thing. Or blocking. There's no blocking, there's no dodging, there's just moving around and swinging your weapon and jumping. And they spawn many enemies at you at a time, and they walk directly at you like zombies. Like straight, they go straight for you. No strategy, straight for you. And yeah, that's not great with stamina-based combat. You quickly run out of stamina and then you run around like a goon trying to replenish your stamina so you can keep fighting. Now, one thing it does have is that it has like this drink you have. You've got health, which is oil, which you can drink to recover your health, and you have this cryo stuff, which cools your system and keeps you cold for a while, and you can go nuts with the sword and it won't heat up, which is good in theory. But the problem with the oil and the cryo thing is that to use any item like that, you stop and you can't move. If you press the button to use it, you stop dead still, and it takes a few seconds for the animation to play out, and in that time you will probably die. So you never use it. You don't use health items except in between fights, and you can't use the cryo thing ever because it's only useful in a fight. And you can't use it in a fight because it's not safe. So if you could use those while you were moving, that would make them a lot more useful, a lot more viable. There's so many great ideas in there that aren't implemented ideally. You know what I mean? Every time you switch screens, all the enemies respawn, and because there's so many of them and they're relentless, that's frustrating. More than anything. It's not hard, it's annoying. When you die, you get sent back ages, like bonfires in Dark Souls. This is a lot more frustrating though, in my opinion. The boss fights are really disappointing. I say boss fights, there are areas, boss areas, and you walk into them and that just spawn wave after wave after wave of regular old enemy at you, over and over and over, and wear you down, and you run out of stamina after the first couple of waves. You try to hide in the corner so that one of the ones on this side won't notice you, so that you can try and recover your stamina before they get to you. and stuff like that, but I wanted a proper boss fight, you know what I mean? Like, this is a Metroidvania, right? In essence, this is a Metroidvania. This is akin to Hollow Knight. But there is no comparison between this and Hollow Knight, apart from the visuals. I'd say the visuals are on par with Hollow Knight, maybe on par with Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, the visuals are beautiful as well, don't get me wrong. Because it's a Metroidvania, it has a labyrinthine map, which is usually okay, but the rooms and the maps all look the same, making it very difficult to discern where you are. It does have a map that fills out as you go as well, but the problem is you have to go through a myriad of menus to get to it, and you end up finding yourself relying on it all the time to know where you are and where you're going, which means you have to open up the menu, which goes automatically to your inventory, I believe, and then flick through a couple of tabs to get to the menu, to get to the map, so you can see where you are, and then you close it, and then you move to the next area, and then you have to open the map and flick it through a couple of tabs again. It's frustrating, that's all. You know, it's just, there's nothing inherently, no major sin that the game does, but it does so many little niggly things, and they all add up, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not one big bad thing it does. It doesn't do anything really badly, but it does a lot of things a little bit badly, and it gets too much. It took me an hour before I said, no more, I'm not doing this anymore. Instead of doing a let's play, I'm gonna do a sort of review thing, because I wanted to talk about it, because it's one of those games that when I looked at in the trailer I was like, this looks fantastic. I could not imagine how this isn't fantastic. It looks fantastic. Even when I watch other people play it on YouTube, it looks fantastic. But it's not fantastic to play. It looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it just isn't much fun. That's the crux. And I don't want to like bash on it, because it's obviously a labor of love. Someone's put a lot of effort into this, but it needs refinement. And the idea of this is to more offer constructive criticism. The other thing is that the tutorials aren't that in depth. No, I mean, a lot of games do tutorials so well that you don't even know you're tutorialing, which is fantastic, but that's rare. One problem I got to is I got to this ledge later on, about nearly an hour in, and I couldn't cross it. I couldn't jump across it. I couldn't jump across it. I couldn't jump across it. And then it took me 10 minutes of farting around, and then I hit a button and I dashed across it, and I was like, so I have a dash now. No one told me I had a dash now. I don't know if I had a dash from the beginning or whether I just earned it, where it came from. Nobody told me I had a dash as far as I'm aware. I may have missed it, but if I missed it, that just means it wasn't signposted well enough. Because it has to be, like, I might be an idiot, sure, but it has to be signposted so that the most idiotic and stupidest, most unobservant players can still tell, you know what I mean? Because it has to be accessible. It doesn't have to be easy, but it has to be understandable, if nothing else. Yeah, I think that's all the things that I want to complain about, realistically. It is a beautiful game, but in the end, I cannot recommend it in its current state. I'm not sure if there's any plans to do any major overhauls on it, as is. I heard people complain about the, because I read all the reviews on Steam as well, I saw people complain about the story. The story is irrelevant, but that doesn't make it a bad game, in my opinion. I am one of those people that prefers narratively focused games. I am. But not having a story isn't the be-all and end-all, you know what I mean? I love Just Cause 2, right? Just Cause 2 might have a story, but it's dog shit. But the game is fantastic. One of the best open world games ever because of the pure chaos. The chaos makes the game good. The story is irrelevant. It might as well not exist because it's dog shit. But that doesn't make it bad. You know what I mean? So this doesn't have a... This one, you don't even know why you're doing what you're doing, realistically, but it doesn't really matter. You know? It's not that big a deal. It would be better if I did, but I don't find that a be-all and end-all. I don't find that the killer. What kills it is all the other little niggly things that pissed me off over that hour. And it's not a long time to get pissed off on it. Apparently it's quite a short game too, but I haven't played it after that hour. I played that hour when I was recording it, which I'll show you snippets of here. And after that, I have not picked it up again. I cannot see myself picking it up again unless it gets some sort of major overhaul, which does happen on time to time. Deluvion got the big overhaul after I'd played it on the channel. Slain got their big overhaul. But yeah, if you guys like this, that's it. At the end, I don't recommend, okay, if they hadn't come across already. But anyway, if you like this format, let me know. This is just off the top. I've got some notes here, but other than that, it's off the cuff. Just thoughts about the game. Because I very much enjoy watching videos about game design and stuff like that. I don't consider myself a game designer. I don't design games or anything, but I play a lot of games, and I know what I like. And if you guys like this, hit that thumbs up button, and let me know that you like this so that I can make more, because I really want to explore more of these games with mixed reviews. Another one I'm playing at the moment is called Y2K, a postmodern RPG. Also has mixed reviews, and it's something I'd like to talk about later and give you my personal recommendation on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.